Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Graven. I worked with DMF DIT for the last 8 years. Before that, I was retired from the Navy. So today I'm going to go over how we've worked the story maps into some of our species that we track. As most of you know, Esri provides countless services and products. So today we're going to show how we've worked, like I said, story maps, integrate those products to develop an interactive public web face that has kind of helped the Division of Marine Fisheries enhance their educational and outreach opportunities. So first thing I'll do is I'm going to show you what we have as a finished product as compared to what most of the species look like currently on the web page. So basically what we've done is we set up the template for them, and everything internally on the document is linked. So if you go straight across the top, it will take you to specific sections, or you can scroll through it. The big challenge that we had when we started was trying to figure out who the audience was. So basically what we decided was anyone that was between the ages of 8 and 80 was kind of the target audience. So and they come from all walks of life. So you got the tourists, you have professional fishermen, recreational fishermen, and we also wanted to include something that could assist the academia world in some of their research. So I will forewarn you, I'm not very good with the laptop mouse, so if I jump around, I apologize. So, but anyway, as we go through these, it's scientific names and common names, different types of species that are sometimes confused. And then as far as distribution goes, what we've done is for spotted sea trout, you can either click on it or you can open it in a new tab. But so if you want to zoom in and zoom out, maybe not. Sorry. Let me go back. So this here is nothing more than identifying their where they're distributed as far as their habitat goes. So they go from New England all the way down around the Gulf Coast. Now, if you see the, remember my disclaimer. So if you see the northern and the southern part, those two marks right there, as it explains in here, that's the sea trout that have been tagged in North Carolina. That's the farthest north that they have been caught, and the farthest south that they have been caught. So, and then as you go through the size and length, these are available publicly, so we're not taking anybody's picture that was surprised. Normally, if somebody gets a record size or record weight fish, they get their picture posted. And then as far as the life history goes, we put a little educational piece in there about, they live to be about 10 years old. And we've also kind of included a web app itself, monitoring. So basically what we've done is we've identified all the water bodies See if I can zoom in a little bit here. So you can see the water bodies are marked off. And then within those water bodies, we've kind of broken it down into the different seasons. So spring trout, summer trout, fall trout, and then in between each of those, we've kind of broken it down into a range and color coordinated them that way. What we did tried to avoid is exact locations as far as where the fish were tagged and or recaptured. We have about 5 layers of water body codes that goes from general to specific. So we kind of kept it at a 3rd level water body. That way it can provide folks with information, but it kind of also keeps the fish somewhat protected. So, and then if you'll notice the SAV mosaic, the very first layer, the green, that monitors all the submerged aquatic vegetation, and that is really abundant in coastal North Carolina. So anybody who wanted to see how the SAV areas affected habitat or increased or decreased catch can use that. Then now these apps also work within the program. Sometimes it's just easier if you're going all over the place, you always forget where you started from. So you can open them in new windows. Right. So one of the other things that we've done within the document is you will see some of them have exterior links to outside information. One of the issues that the fisheries management folks have is keeping everything up to date, because there's a lot of information that goes through. So all they really need to do is click on any of these links, like the Coastal Habitat Plan will take you directly to the website that contains the chip, and you can look back and get all the information you want as far as from the most recent all the way back to as far as they started. And then so what we've added here is kind of a sliding scale. So if you take the fall collection and tag from this layer here, what we've done is kind of compared it to the SAV layer that we have. Now, the reason fall is significant is usually towards the end of summer, beginning of fall is when you'll find SAV the most present. So if you can slide it back and forth to collect your data. And like I said, and then as far as regulations, rec sizes and bag limits, they're set, but those can change throughout the year. So that's why we have a tab here for current proclamations and rules. Rules don't change that often, but when they do, they change a large amount at one time. Those are controlled through the Marine Fisheries Commission. And then as far as management goes, remember when I mentioned earlier, especially for the academia world, if they're trying to get specifics about fisheries management plans or any of the other fisheries councils. They're all located here, so that also helps keep everything updated. There's 13 state-managed species. I always get confused. I always end up saying 10 because the other 3 are shellfish, and I try to stay out of shellfish business. I was the leash coordinator before I started this, so shellfish scare me sometimes. And then the way it's broken down here, these little fishy facts. So each species has something unique about it. Unfortunately, the big thing about sea trout is they get caught up in cold stuns whenever the temperatures drop really quick in the wintertime. So temperatures drop, and so does the oxygen levels. So here we go. So just different locations as far as fish, cold stuns, they can happen anywhere. And then, like I said, you can also click and it'll take you to the specific fisheries management plan. In this case, it's sea trout. That's the one that we have finished. So the other thing I wanted to just compare them. If you look, so I just randomly picked this off. As far as if you go to the DMF DEQ website, they have a list of all the species that you can catch in North Carolina and beyond. But all we've basically done is taken what was there and updated their information and put it in a template form so that it's a little more user-friendly. You'll look, a lot of these same headers are also in the original one, but these are a little easier to navigate and manipulate. So if there's, if you're trying to find something specific, everything, like I said, is linked. So, and yeah. All right, and that's all I got. Does anybody have any questions? Yes. 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 So, yeah. Yes. So it depends on how bad you want your lure back.
That cold stun, like necessarily kill the fish, or it just kind of makes them vulnerable to death after that?
Most of the time, it kills the fish.
Just kill
No, as a matter of fact, I have to go. When we did this, it's actually linked to. They're the ones that had to link it to our to the webpage, so they see it.
There was another basic fish that was infiltrating rivers and things that had a bunch of teeth. And I know that you said earlier, like, you don't track this very specific location where they were found. But couldn't some wildlife officials use this and actually pinpoint those basic species to help control the spread? Like, this application be used to help control basic fish species that we don't know how to.
You could use something similar, yes. As far as collecting biological data, you can get the specific locations where each of these are. We just don't advertise that. So, but yeah.
Basic species tracking for the state.
Who?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you which fisheries management section does. I guess, well, protected resources maybe, but I don't know.
Fisheries, for us to get like good data on
No, I would tell you the selling point for going through our public information office is they don't have to maintain this. All they have is a link, and they just put that, embed that link in their stuff, so they don't ever have to worry about it being updated. All they have to do is, you know, I update it as I need it, but most of the way it's designed is all of the links that have data that's done by year or those kind of, or seasons or whatever, those are all linked in here to whatever specific documents that maintain that. So when those documents get updated, so does this. And when this gets updated, it just automatically updates on the webpage.
Just for the tag fish efforts, have you considered, like, say, citizen science effort? Or
That-
people catch them, they can report?
Yeah, they do. We have, I can't remember what it's called. But specific for that, yes. It's done out of the same office that does the tags or the citations. That's all run out of the same office, so yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I know in Louisiana, we would offer like t-shirts or hats or whatever for people on Tagfish. And as part of the program, whenever I was there, that was on, we would assign the fish to like the nearest docks for the field surveys as they were going out.
Mhm.
You guys do like real inventories, so you can update it. Something similar because I'm asking like.
I will answer you yes, as long as you don't ask me how that works, because that is way out of my league. We have much smarter people that do that, so. But yes, they do have a process for that. I don't know what it is.
So then
How-
like a citizen could go online and say this week I really want to catch, like my limit of specs. I go out in the field, I can look on the map and say, okay, well, this dock, they're really like, every angler that's coming in, they're really hammering up there. I should have a lot more. Do you guys have any program like that?
No, that's part of the reason that we didn't make it as specific on the water bodies as we could have is, basically to give the fish a fair shot too. So, but I mean, there's enough local fishing guides and folks like that that can definitely relay that information. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.